My conservative friends and I decided to take initiative and also answer the call of Mr. Jackson's to address the obvious crisis of poverty. After moving to Washington, D.C., I was informed that there were more than 10,000 homeless individuals in the metropolitan area. Then while walking among my brethren in need of assistance, we were inspired by the biblical principle, to whom much is given, much is expected. We understand that we have not been blessed with the wealth of others, but we have also discovered that our opportunity in education and a good paying job is better than the opportunity of some in our midst. So as conservative students, we decided to get involved by addressing the poverty that we witness day in and day out. Impoverished men, women, boys, girls, the young and the old deserve to keep their hopes and dreams alive when facing difficult times. As a Christian, I believe it's my responsibility to take care of the starving that I see around me. But as conservatives, we believe that is not the responsibility of government to address the same issues to which some have been ordained to address. We believe that government bureaucracy has never solved anything. We believe in fighting for lower taxes, limited government, and more freedom, just like organizations such as Freedom Works and Americans for Limited Government. On Saturday, January 27th, I woke up expecting to feed between 65 and 70 impoverished individuals in Washington, D.C. through the American Conservative Student Union event, Compassionate Conservatism, addressing poverty without government. I did not wake up to think that I would hear others wish death upon me within the same few hours. I had no intentions on attending the Unity for Peace and Justice rally when I went to bed on the evening of the 26th. But during Compassionate Conservatism, I was awe-inspired at the opportunity to hear an acclaimed speaker like Mr. Jackson. He has spoken over the past decades to many issues that are near and dear to my heart, such as the roles of faith, poverty, and community. As a conservative, our views may differ on the role of government when addressing faith, poverty, and community, but our hearts share a similar tenderness for those who want to take full advantage of the opportunity at the American dream, but have faced some difficulty along the way. My good friend, Mr. Kyle Bristow of Michigan State University, Young Americans for Freedom, kept me abreast of the fact that Mr. Jackson was recently paid $20,000 to speak at Central Michigan University. With that speech, he earns more in 20 minutes than I have previously earned in a year. Every Saturday, I spend about $20 to feed the aching stomachs of 65 to 70 individuals. In one 20-minute, $20,000 cut, copy, and paste speech, Mr. Jackson can feed the entire homeless population of Washington, D.C. with at least one hearty meal every day for a single week. During his speech Saturday at the National Mall, he spoke of America by saying, and I quote, "We need more than diplomacy, more trade, more aid, and fewer threats. We need a war on poverty, not a war on religion. Out of the darkness and despair, these times demand leadership that brings light and hope to dark places. With values that are defined by words that become flesh with action. We need vision. The Bible says, without vision, the people perish. A vision measured by character, defined by how we treat the least of these, our brothers and sisters, with selfless sacrifice." End quote. I gained a bit of wisdom from a man who has fought tooth and nail for the impoverished for decades. But I disagree with at least one point in that statement. As a conservative, I believe there are no least of these, because as Americans, we believe that all men are created equal. We disagree with the fact that a man in need is a man who deserves a hand up and not a government handout. That man is not, has not, and will ever be lesser than myself. On Saturday, Mr. Jackson also spoke about, and I quote, "Blessed are the peacemakers, the reconcilers, the bridge builders. So they shall be called the children of God. We need more than new leaders. We need new direction, new priorities, and a new way for a new day. End quote. I am offering Jesse Jackson the opportunity to build a unifying bridge between liberalism and conservatism. To address poverty in our midst without the interference of government on behalf of the American conservative student. Through private and other non-governmental means, an event like compassionate conservatism will translate into an act of domestic goodwill where the exceptionalism of the American people will prevail as opposed to leading a constitutionally enumerated, militantly communist petition for a redress of grievances. Mr. Jackson's speaking efforts will not affect the outcome of the war a half a world away, but through his efforts here in Washington, D.C., he can surely keep hope alive with a hand up rather than a government handout. For 10,000 people in the city deserving an opportunity at the American dream. I welcome and encourage his thoughts and concerns on the matter, but I would like to take my offer one step further. Mr. Jackson, are you willing to go to battle to fight the war on poverty in our midst? In order to win that war, are you willing to go to the trenches with me? I am here. Will you join me? Let us make America a better place together. This coalition can provide the first step back to the road to recovery for those seeking an opportunity at the American dream. Please, Mr. Jackson, answer our call. As we are answering yours, begin building a bridge between liberalism and conservatism to create a better America together. On behalf of the Executive Board, friends, and fellow participants of the American Conservative Student Union, I would like to thank you for attending. I will now take any questions that you may have. Please clearly state your name and the organization with whom you're affiliated.